Good morning, guys. How are you today? Welcome to the channel. It's May the 1st, 2025. It's just a little bit before 6 a.m. And I have done a series of videos in the past over on my other channel outlining the ins and outs of running a Utz potato chip route. I decided to come over here and do one today on this channel, maybe give it a little bit of a jump start, that being the channel that is. As you see, the rest of the content on this channel is mostly restaurant reviews, food reviews, snack reviews, that kind of stuff. Why not throw a video up of the Utz route on this channel, try to get some more subscribers over this way. We're almost to 1,000 right now, so should be able to monetize content over here soon. So that'll give me 2 channels that are actually making money off of YouTube, which is a good thing. Today is pretty much a normal Thursday. I have I guess you would say, a medium workload today. We're going to be going to Publix. We're going to be going to a couple of Walmarts, a Food Lion, and then various Dollar General stores. So buckle up, come along for the ride. We got to go to Publix first. I'm running a little bit later this morning than I would like to. Yesterday, I worked till it was about 5 o'clock when I got done with my last stop. So I couldn't get back to our warehouse and load up my truck for today. And I didn't need a lot. It would only take me about 20 minutes to load up what I needed, which is what it took me this morning. But where I end up my route at, normally on Wednesdays, is about 20 miles from our warehouse. If you look at the map over on my Apple Maps, I mean, it's nothing but a red line on the interstate from basically where I was at to the warehouse, and it was going to take like 45 minutes to go 20 miles. I'm like, no, because sometimes that can get even worse. The longer you're on the interstate. So I just went on home and went this morning. That's one of the worst things about the job, and it's necessary. I mean, you have to go get product, obviously. I wish there was just some magic potato chip fairy that would just drop it into your truck every day. You'd clean your truck up for you and you'd be ready to go, but that's just not the way that it is. Maybe in the future somebody will invent that, I don't know, but you got to go get it. The last route I was on, I had a storage unit, and I was keeping some chips there last year, late in the summer and into the fall, and then ran into an issue where some of the field mice started getting into the storage unit, because it was out kind of in the middle of nowhere. They chewed up a few bags of product. I put bait stations all over, elevated the product up off the ground like a foot. I put it all on milk crates all the way around, and they'd still get into it a little bit. So I pretty much took all the product out of there and was just using it to store like display pieces and stuff. And it helped out somewhat with the workload of loading things up. You could put, if I needed 7 or 8 cases of one particular item I needed to stow away, it'd be good to hold on to there. I could go back and get it. But then we ran into the problem with the field mice and that. Then I changed routes. I went on a different route, so that one was out of the way. Weren't going to be using that anymore. And I just cleaned that one out Saturday. I got everything out of it, and I still had 2 cases of product in there. And by this time, it's actually still has a good date on it. And guess what? It's been, how long? It's been probably close to 2 months since I've been in this unit. No mice. There's no mice in there, so it's just weird. When I left, they left. But yeah, at any rate, we're going to run in here to Publix and see what's crack-a-lacking. Looks like we've got about 4 or 5 vendors here this morning already. That means I'm going to have to walk a little bit, which is fine. I need it. Frito-Lay guy's finishing up. I'd like to get his parking space there. They've got a buy one, get one free in here on the product we call Boulder Canyon. It's a kind of a newer, kind of a natural kind of potato chip, kind of cooked with olive oils, avocado oil, you know, a little bit more of a healthy option. And they're a little bit more expensive. So people do like them, especially when they go buy one, get one free. It's a growing category. Now, they sell good when it's regular price, though, which is, that's crazy. They're like almost $5. And it's not a big bag of potato chips, but people will buy them. I think we've got like 5 different flavors here. Anyway, we're going to go into Publix and see what's going on with the Boulder Canyon and if we need anything else real quick. I'll be right back with you. First thing I'll do is come in and check and see. And we've got 4 different varieties, so we've totally sold out of 2 of them. And this was just Wednesday, so that was the start of the sale. So this is doing pretty well. I got it on display up front. Gotta go check that out. Then I'll always check and see what's going on. These 2 items I have on the truck. The regular Utz chips here are actually not on sale this week. And normally if they're not on sale, you're not gonna sell a ton. Pretzels got hit pretty hard too. Those are also on sale. A little bit of stuff here. So that looks okay. Frito-Lay just finished up. Man, that guy gets up early. See what we got going on here. Okay, my stuff was on these rounds the other day. But then it looks like they've moved it right here. So, I mean, both are good. This stuff is buy one, get one free also. And that sells good, so that's a good spot. I will definitely take it. Something I like about this handheld is it's got a GPS built in. It actually pulls up the stops that you're at, which, believe me, helps out a lot. Especially when you're at a Dollar General, because some of these Dollar Generals, believe it or not, are on the same road, and it's easy to get them mixed up and charge the wrong stuff to the wrong store. Pretzels are sold okay off this display on the top of the water end cap, especially the thins. The hards and these darks and specials, not so much, but yep. This is not a huge order today. We'll come back here again tomorrow and probably put the same amount in, if not more. When they're buy one, get one free, I come to this store probably 4 to 5 times a week. It just is what it is. There's not a lot of room in the store to have a bunch of back stock, and I can branch out on my route from this store to work pretty much anything, and it's good to let them know that you're going to service them multiple times. It just really is. It's your best account. You got to take care of it. 2 times a week, just not going to cut it. Really, even when it is an off week and you're not on sale, 2 to 3 times a week, it's probably not going to cut it. This is one of the busier Publix in our area. And I really like this new handheld that we've got now. I've seen a lot of people online complaining about it. People are going to complain about anything that they can complain about, but I will tell you that this handheld has probably cut, I would say, 20 to 25, maybe 30 minutes off my day, just in terms of printing invoices and the like, because the other one I had was so slow. It was really just frustrating and painful to use, honestly. So, hey, I like the new technology. One thing that I wanted to point out to you guys, look, sign. This store is really good about getting buy one, get one free signs up on time, and they give you enough signs. I mean, I've been in some stores that would just like slap one in the middle, and you know, you've got all these varieties and nobody knows these are on sale or those are on sale because it's just the one in the middle. So this store does a great job of that. So kind of keep an eye on that kind of stuff. It really does help. People think it doesn't matter. I ain't got time to mess with that, man. I ain't got time to do it. Believe me, if you put the work into that, really chase these guys for that kind of stuff, it'll pay off. All right, we're ready for business this Thursday morning. I've got some buy one, get one free stickers that I might slap on the stuff tomorrow. I don't really have time to mess with it today, though. All right, that stop done. Now time to head on over to the Greenville, South Carolina area. Got to go about 7-8 miles to my next stop, which is Walmart. And you got to get out of this city easily. You really need to get out of it. It would be ideal to have gotten out of here before 7 a.m. It's 7:11 right now. The traffic between here and Greenville it's horrible at this time. It is really bad. I've talked about this in videos before. There have been so many people that have moved into this area in the last 15 years. It'd make your head spin. And the infrastructure it can't keep up with it. The roads, we've got 2025 population driving around on 1995 roads, and that just doesn't equate. It's really better to be either in front of the traffic or behind the traffic. Normally I'm in front of the traffic. I think I'm going to be right in it today. Being behind it, no, that wouldn't work either, because that would put me running behind really late. You got certain cutoffs you have to meet. Walmart's, you can generally work those up until the sign says on them you can work up to like 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know. I'd never been there that late, except for like one time, and I had to go put a display together and the product was already there. I never am there that late in the afternoon. Food Lion, you have to be there by 12 noon. The receiver, I guess they go on lunch, and I think they do some other tasks for a couple of hours. And yeah, we're going to be right in the middle of this, man. Right in the middle of it. How you like that? It's just almost unavoidable. Almost unavoidable. But it's not that bad. This will clear up in a couple of minutes, and I'll be on my way down the road. Well, we made it to Walmart. This display I have, I just serviced a store Monday. We haven't sold a lot. Now those I bring in. The one to the left, I don't bring in. It's crazy. I might need about a case of some kind of pork skin on that. These, looking at these, guys, I barely need anything. Really, it's almost, I'm not gonna say a wasted stock, but I'm not bringing any of that in. I'm just gonna front that up. It's only a few bags. This is really hurting us right now in Walmart. Frito-Lay, $2.50, this rollback. And they were on rollback for that price not that long ago. And it lasted for maybe a couple of weeks. This one's been on for like a month. Plus, this is the end of the month. This is the first of the month Walmart. You get what I'm saying. This is going to be an easy stop. I do have this display in the front lobby area of the store. I'm going to spin this around so that it's facing the flow of traffic when people come in, because it hadn't been selling at all. $5.37 is a good price on this, so this will really drive the movement on it, I think. And nobody told me to do that. Nobody told me I could do that. There's not really anybody around to ask. So if anybody was to say anything, I'm just going to beg for forgiveness. But it's doubtful that anybody will even notice. But when you're in front of the traffic flow and customers see your product, they're going to buy it. If it's hidden, it's not going to move. I also see the, yep, that's a leftover from Easter. It's what the guy that had this route before me put in, and he put in way too much. Yeah, I'm just waiting on them to yank that off the floor and tell me to pick that up. I can't believe that they've left it out here that long. Now, my company will give me credit for it, but I might just go on ahead on Saturday and just pick it up anyway when my truck's kind of low, just to get it done, because I know I'm going to have to pick it up. There's some pretzel bites and some stuff like that up in the front lobby too, and some more expensive snack mix that the guy before me put in here to get a nice dollar pop, but it really doesn't sell well in this store. This store sells more chips, pork skins, things like that. You got to merchandise for your clientele. Just because you bring it in doesn't mean it's going to sell. You got to be smart about stuff like that. You really, really do. That's what I'm taking in here today. I don't think I've ever taken an order into Walmart where I didn't even have to use the hand trucks, but today is that day. Oh well. I'm going to stop. I'm going to make it worth something. Sometimes it's all about damage control. I'm telling you, me repositioning that display may have been the most productive thing that I did at this stop for the future. Trying to show you a little bit of the merchandising in that store. Didn't get a whole lot of it, but that's the most ethnically merchandised Walmart that I know of. Very, very, very heavy Hispanic clientele. Though you saw the refrigerated case with all the like the guava drinks and the mango drinks and all that stuff. The end cap with the big huge bags of rice and all that. You don't see that in other Walmarts. They're not merchandised that way. This one even has a big 4x4 of like Hispanic Frosted Flakes and Cocoa Krispies, and there's not any difference other than the box that's got Spanish writing on it. But that's what I was talking about, merchandising to your clientele. In all my years, and not just talking about chips, because this has been a very small sample size of my work history, but in grocery, I've managed stores or worked in stores in just various socioeconomic areas. I mean, I've been in stores that were heavy African American. I've been in some that was heavy Hispanic, some that were heavy just middle class. It's different in each one. I never worked in a store that had a bunch of rich people shopping in it, though. In all my years, I never was in one of those stores. Probably a good thing. You just run into a bunch of Karens, so screw all that noise. But you learn what the people like, and you go with it. And you keep your store. I mean, you pretty much merchandise the same things all the time. There's not a whole lot of changing it up. When you find something that's working, just roll with it. Just roll with it. But that store there will do a lot of business today and tomorrow. So I'll run back by there Saturday, see how that pork skin display has sold, because it'll get hit hard the next couple of days with it being first of the month. And then Cinco de Mayo is coming up on Monday, I believe. So the Missions tortilla guy that services that store, they've got like two big end caps and a display, and they sell a ton there all the time. But this coming weekend, I mean, he is going to be caking for sure. For sure. He's going to be hooping. Anyway, on to Food Lion next. We're at Food Lion now. Recently started, well, just a couple of days ago, coming to this store before I work my Walmart here, because I always seem to have a hard time finding a place to park after Walmart. But yeah, here we go, clear sailing. There's nobody here right now, so I'll go right down the road and work this other Walmart. I have 4. Yeah, I keep on talking about Walmarts. It's not the same Walmart I was at a while ago, obviously. I have 4 Walmarts on this route. And you might say, 4 Walmarts, that's a lot. I bet that takes a lot of time. Not really, because we don't have a whole lot of shelf space in them, and unless you happen to have a display in there, you're really not putting in a whole lot of product, because you only have a limited number of SKUs. 2 of my Walmarts I had displays in. One of them I had to take it down because they're having inventory. They wanted to push all the stuff to the floor that they have gotten forced out from the company. Just, modules of crackers or whatever that they get off the Walmart truck. And then another one made me take it down because they have a new store manager and they've got to clean up the back room, so we've got to limit the amount of vendor displays that we can have on the floor. They absolutely trashed my display before doing this. And it's a long story. They got in 6 cases of our Ripple potato chips on their Walmart truck. Yeah, Utz sells in like pallets of cheese balls, and they'll sell in pallets that are already pre-wrapped of some of our chips to Walmart, and we basically don't get any commission off those. And it's I don't like it, but Frito-Lay does it too, and I'll go into detail about why I think they do it later on. But point being, they took those 6 cases, dumped them on top of the display that I had already built, that I was already letting sell down, and just absolutely trashed it. So it's already been taken down now, and I'm only going to that particular Walmart once a week because we only have like 6 facings in the whole store. But this Food Lion had a reset yesterday. Well, a reset means once a year a team comes around, they retag the section. They may take out some items that Food Lion has determined aren't selling in their store very well, and they're going to try something different there. They'll clean up. They'll pull any out of dates you have, anything you got in the wrong place. They're going to move it and take it out. And the DSD receiver here sent me a picture yesterday of a buggy that I have in here of some things that I got to take care of. A couple of them are tortilla chips that aren't in the set on the shelf, but we have a display up front because those tortillas are on sale. There's also the same thing with some potato chips in there that, could have easily just been put on the display and not brought to the back. So, we'll go in here and see what kind of mess we got to deal with that. Plus, we had the reset, and I have no idea what new items they put in, if any, that I don't have on my truck today. So there's that. But they got tortilla chips here on the borders. Buy one, get one free on Sunday, the day before Cinco de Mayo. The rest of the week, they're 2 for $6. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just do this. Anyway, that pricing structure just seems crazy. Just have them buy one, get one all week. I don't know. I guess somebody thinks they're losing too much money if they do that. And I don't really know if that's thing or a food line thing. I don't know. It's above my pay grade. I don't know. Let's go see what we got going on in here. This is not too bad. A lot of this stuff will go in the dump bins for sale items. So, yeah. Frito-Lay guy had 4 buggies of this shit. That's the thing, man. That's why, you know, with us, we might work, you know, 60 stops a week or whatever, and a lot of them are really small stops, but I'd much rather do that than deal with that kind of stuff working for Frito-Lay. That would be rough. I hate it when they come in and do this stuff, man. Some of this makes no sense. What do we got there? 6 facings of Ripple, which is our best seller. Honey Barbecue is also our best seller. They're 1A, 1B. 2 rows, 6 rows. Ridiculous. Then they want me to put on the border low salt tortilla chips. Not doing it. Then they don't sell. Cut these 2 back to 1 facing each and then put that to 3. This makes no sense. Cut all my pork skins down to it. Man, well, we'll deal with it. I'll finagle this thing around and fix it back like I want it to be. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, there'll be very little for me to take to the back there. Didn't sell a whole lot of this yesterday. Or this either. It's kind of disappointing. I wish I was on the front side, but it'll be all right. They'll sell. 2 for $3 is a really good price for pork skins. We're gonna fill this back up. This is where the buy one get one was last week. It sold down pretty good. Pretty decent size order here. Looks a little bigger than what it is. I won't put any of those out. All that's gonna go in the back room for the 2 for $6 this week, and the buy one get one. I'll come back and work it on Saturday morning and Sunday, probably. Side note, these things here are the absolute worst product to try to stack. These tortillas, the boxes are really hollow, like on the bottom. They just don't stack up good at all. Don't stack up good at all. Had some casualties with on the borders in the day. Alrighty, good day of sales going on so far. Hope we saw all that stuff I left them. I think we will, or we'll come close. Now on to the second Walmart. Hopefully we'll put a little bit more in this one we did the last one, but this shouldn't take too long either. Then I got another small stop that I'm debating on going to. I'm saying it's a bread store, the day old bread store and that. Now, yeah, we sell chips in there. And at a pretty good price too. People are in the mode of saving money and spending money on cheap things in the day old bread store. So it's just got a contract with the Flowers company to have our chips in a lot of their bread thrift outlets, and they do okay. I've got 3 cases of some hoops mix that we had during basketball season. It's still got a good date on it. That's $2 a bag that we put in there. I've found 3 more cases of it, so I'm going to take that over there, I believe, and put that in there before I start working on some of these Dollar Generals. And I say I might go to the bread store. I might push it off till tomorrow, because I really need to get going on the Dollar Generals. But once again, Fridays is a very long day, so I don't really want to push anything I don't have to push. Bread stores, like, you go in there, you order it, you print 2 tickets, they have to scan it. Some places have to scan stuff, some don't. It's weird. We've got 2 convenience stores that don't scan anything. Now, I don't mean at the register. I'm talking about when I deliver. They don't have a handheld that they scan it on. They just check your ticket and put it up. The QTs, the quick trips, they're like that. then I got another convenience store chain that does it too. But the bread store is one of those places that scans you in. So, I'll get into Walmart here and see what we got going on. The store normally does pretty well for me. I mean, most Walmarts are. Most Walmarts are going to do good for you. The key for us is having a display in them. This is the one where I was talking about. They made me take it down because they got inventory coming. But they said they'd give me one back when inventory was done, so I'll bug the shit out of them until they do. Yeah. No, but we had the chips up on the front wall here, and I was probably putting a couple of $100 of chips in here about 3 times a week, which is not a lot, I know, to some people, but I mean, when it's just a little 4-foot section of various family-sized chips, for us, it is. But as of right now, we just have what's on the shelf. All right, let's get into Walmart. Let's see what we got crack-a-lacking. And we'll get her filled up. Okay, there's my order. For some reason, the receiver is in there unloading the grocery truck. I don't know. I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes. If she doesn't come let me in and let me dex in, I'm just going to leave. All right, time in here is really spent taking these sky shells, is what that's called, and working stuff down, or either just working stuff down to this more eye-level shelf. Because for me, I'm not real tall. I have a heck of a time getting to that top shelf. So I know if you're a short person or older person, you ain't gonna be able to reach up there. Just trying to make stuff more accessible, I guess. All right, a little change in plans. I'm gonna push the bread store probably off until the end of the day, or most likely tomorrow. I've got to go start working on my Dollar Generals. Got like 3 or 4 of them I need to hit today. We are heading to the community of Dacusville, South Carolina. Heading over there from Travelers Rest, South Carolina. So we're kind of going through. This is not the mountains. This is kind of the bottom of the mountains. It's still a pretty drive though. Through the middle of nowhere, although these roads are bumpier than a damn peanut-filled turd. You'll have that, especially out here where there's not a whole ton of traffic. They don't tend to get in a hurry to take care of them. Anyway, we will be at Dollar General in about 10 minutes or so. I will see you guys there. Always pick this thing up and take it over here so I can work it to the shelf. Keeps my stuff rotated. This one has not done as much business this past week as it normally does. Usually they picking them up and putting them down. Yeah, this is not gonna take real long. This is the end of the month. But you know, if I hadn't come, it would have been blown out, wouldn't it? Yeah. I print these pick lists off for just about every stop I go to, but to be quite honest with you, some of these Dollar Generals, they get so repetitive that I could almost go without a pick list. In fact, several times I have done one without the pick list that I could just remember it just by going down the shelf in my mind, what I ordered, and it just came out exact. These items here that I showed you that rack of, these are the little, we call them 50-cent bags. They're actually 79 cents. It's a 1 ounce bag of chips. They sell in here 2 for $1. I mean, but if you took 2 of them together, it's 2 ounces, right? Well, this one's only 2.75 ounces. And that sells in the convenience store for $2.75. I mean, I don't know. Seems like a pretty good deal. Some of the stores I have, those do great. They sell great. I've got one store that I could go into, and the thing holds it holds seven trays. So 7 cases of that stuff. I always do 7 different kinds. And about 6 of them would be empty, right? This particular store, ever since we put that rack in, like, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, I've probably sold maybe 3 trays total. I mean, they seem to do better in stores where we have a lot of foot traffic, and that maybe in the lower income areas, I guess. But I don't know. They don't do real well here, but some stores they do, so I just keep it in all of them, because you never know. And it's one of those things that's got to take off. It's got to be positioned correctly. It's got to be positioned in the right spot in your store. And this one definitely is. It definitely fits the bill. It is right up there at the cash register, but for whatever reason, it just does not do for me here. So, all right, let's get this loaded up. Once a year, right around this time, we'll get in new shelf strips for the stores. That's the black strips that go right here. Always make sure you get these from the manager and get them hung up ASAP. What you don't want to do is not do it, forget about it, because they'll get thrown away in a couple of months. And if you wait too long, some of the managers and some of these stores, they jump all over every little task they see. They'll come do this for you, and you don't want them doing it, because some of these items are not exactly in the right place. They are, I kind of finagle my planogram around a little bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about, but it's strictly for sales. And my numbers will back me up that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. But let me show you what this looks like. There we go. New shelf kit is in place. Now, this is what I was talking about. Calls for Zapp's kettle chips to be right here on the shelf at the end of the pork skins. We're gonna move that tag up there, because if I do that, I'm gonna have to cut my pork skins back, and I won't have a spot for my hot or my salt and vinegar, which sell well. Also, those little dips, yeah, we really don't keep those in here. These 4 or 5 varieties, they just don't do well, so I'm gonna cover that up. There we go, that looks nice. These signs I just found laying around our warehouse too, but they have really drawn some attention to this product. Really help move it. I'm telling you, any kind of little signage you can find like that, any bright, vibrant type stuff that you can find to help you out, go for it. That's what I say. The sales are not going to chase you. It's got to be quite the opposite. This girl had to give me she couldn't give me, so this girl here couldn't scan in my order because their handheld was down. Something's wrong with it. I should have known that, because there's been something wrong with it for like 3 weeks. Anyway, I printed 2 copies of the invoice, had her sign it with handheld down, and I will put this, after I take a picture of it, in a file on my phone titled Problem Invoices, just in case something comes up and they tell us they don't want to pay this invoice because it's not been scanned in, when we have proof that they did get the product. Just a rule of thumb there. All right, at another Dollar General, about 10 minutes down the road from the last one. This one's kind of hit or miss, but I've been working it every week, and it's been doing pretty well. Yeah. That's done a little bit of business. Once again, yeah, not as much as it had between the last two visits, but the section's still kind of torn up. And if I waited to come here next week, yeah, this would be really, really out of whack. So let's see what we got going on. Oh, skin display does pretty well in this store. Yeah, that was slam full last week. This one I'm still trying to get them to start buying off of, but somebody did grab a pack of these chips and decided to buy a small one instead. That's not. back with you after a little bit. So a few things have happened. When I was going to leave that last Dollar General, I asked the manager, hey, you got that thing of shelf strips for the section? Yeah, I got it back here. So she gives it to me. I was just going to take it because they already had the one up from last year, which is basically the same one that we're getting in this year. There's no changes to it. It's just a new one. You want to use the fresh one. Now, a lot of the stores out there, I've got like old makeshift tags on there because Ding-a-ling that was running this route before me didn't put them up. The only way they got put up was if the people in the store put them up. That being last year's set that came out last April. So I was just going to take it and put it in the truck and hold on to it and do it next time so I can get on down the road. She's like, oh, let me open it up for you. Oh, here, let me take the rubber band off so you can have it, so you can put it up easier. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess she's done committed myself to a piece of business right here. So I had to go on ahead and change that out. And then shelf 3 and 4 strips were missing. So I had to dig out the old ones out of the trash box that I'd created and put them back up. And whatever the fuck. So it was a big old mess there. So on the way back down this way to this last Dollar General, I actually stopped back at that Publix. We worked first thing this morning, parked around back, went inside, pulled about a case and a half of Boulder Canyon chips off that back runner display and filled the shelf. The shelf's actually empty on one of the varieties. So I don't often go do second pulls on stores during the day, but being as there's only one facing of each one of those chips actually on the shelf, it might need it. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that every day, but it is what it is. It's just going to run out. So the people in the store are not going to fill it for you. Not that they're lazy, not that it's anything like that. They just simply don't have time. They really don't. So let's run in here to this Dollar General and see what kind of damage we can do. Now, in this particular store, it's pretty much brand new. The first time I ran this route, the store wasn't here yet. It's one of these Dollar General markets. It's probably one of the nicest. It's the nicest Dollar General that I've ever seen. It's a little bit different. It really is. We don't sell that many of the pork skins and stuff like that here. We sell a lot more chips, I guess. This is in a totally different area. We're down in Anderson County now, in the very, very edge of Anderson County. So we've been in 3 counties today. We've been in Greenville County, South Carolina, Pickens County, and we've now are in Anderson County, South Carolina. So let's see what's cracking in the DG market. Well, it looks like we actually have sold some pork skins in here and a decent little bit of everything. Just a little bit over a $300 order going to this one. That's not terrible. Not terrible at all for the last stop of the day. This store is going to continue to grow. It hadn't been here that long, so yeah, most of them start out really slow, really slow. This one's not that bad. This one's going to be a grower, not a shower. You know what I'm saying? I'm digging on you, you're digging on me, we digging on we, you know I can't stop. Let's get in here and get this worked. I'm getting silly now. I hate this. I was off by 8 pieces when I counted with the key holder that checked me in. I left a box back here on the back of the truck. You always got to, this always happens the last stop of the day. I get in a hurry. I'm sure that this is a deal with a lot of vendors. I get in a hurry and I forget it. Well, it's all right. I'll make him wait up there for a minute. Like I was in the bathroom for 5 minutes. More than 5 minutes. Probably about 8 minutes. And I had to wait on him. Like, oh, what are you doing in there? Writing a book? Huh? Did you fall in? Must have. Here, grab this last box. Gotta put up one more of these real quick. It'll take a few minutes, but you know, you put stuff off and then you forget about it, and then it becomes unimportant to you. This is not bad. And you might not think that this makes a lot of difference whether you're doing Snyder's whoever you're working for. If the Frito-Lay person that works your stores or is working in some of the stores that you take care of is hooping, you need to be hooping as well, because I mean, they've already got the advantage of most of the space, most of the promotions, the name recognition. I mean, if your stuff is blown out, looks terrible, and you've already got all that working against you, then it's going to be tough on you. I probably need to start coming here once a week as well. So we look good now. Look good. Let me put these up real quick. All right, guys. Well, another successful day in the books. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I was showing everybody how I did the settlement on my handheld, which is your end of day, basically. Doing a settlement, it takes literally 25 seconds now, which is all you do is basically print a sales report, and then you do your settlement. Anyway, I did a video on that, or a clip on that just now. But then right when I was talking to you about it, I got into a sneezing fit. You know when you get them sneezing fits when you can feel the hay fever and it's hitting you right up here in the sinuses, and you sneeze like 4 times, like they're firing off like artillery shells. You know what I'm saying? One after the other, and you just can't stop it. You can probably tell my eyes are watering already, but I got to get some allergy run. Can't talk. That sneezing fit got me so messed up. Allergy medicine. So we lost that part, but it's okay. Successful day. Now I'm going home now. I'll get up early in the morning to go get another load for my day tomorrow. And if you thought today was long, tomorrow's going to be a long day for Jackpot. You're looking at, in between loading and in that and finishing up, at least 13 hours total. But Friday is the day that I do a ton of convenience stores. I do a ton more Dollar Generals. I'm only going to do one grocery store, which is Publix. I'll do that first. And then after that, it's all small things, and it adds up, but you got to hit a lot of them. I like to hit a lot of stuff on Friday, going into the weekend, get it good and full and fresh. And Friday is our last day of sales for the week that we get paid on, so kind of important to have a good day on Friday to round out the week, unless you just caked all week long, and then Friday doesn't matter that much to you. Some don't work late on Friday. They only work a few stops on Friday and call it a day. I don't know. I try to keep my monies consistent, keep my stores consistent and work at the same time. So if you've learned anything today from me, that's great. I'm glad to have been of service to you. The one thing I can just say is stops that you work every other week, to me, the more you work these stops, the smaller the orders might be, you may think, but you're touching your product, you're straightening your product, you're keeping it rotated, you're keeping it full at all times. And I've talked about this before. If you run out of an item on the shelf, so you run out, say you work a Dollar General store once every 2 weeks, you come back after 2 weeks, let's say the Ripple chips are empty, right? Ripple chips are empty. Okay, well, you don't know if those Ripple chips got empty yesterday, just before you came to work it today. You don't know if the last bag sold then, or they could have sold the last bag of those a week ago. They could have been sitting there empty for a week, waiting on you to come to work it. That's why I really try to get these things every week, as much as I can. There are a few outliers, like this one that we just worked, that it's really, really hard to do. But I'm going to try to figure it into the plan where I can do that. I feel like it's just going to grow the sales even more on the route and make it more profitable, make it worth more. So this route does really well, given the fact that we only have 2 anchor grocery stores on the road. Publix, Food Line. There's the Walmarts. You can count those. Like I said, if you can get a display in the Walmarts, it's great. You can do $500, maybe $1,000 a week in Walmart if you've got that. But it's really, really tough because displays are just not mandated in there for our company. So you're at their mercy, and they giveth and they taketh away. You ask anybody that is a vendor in DSD, anybody that delivers anyway, Walmart it's feast or famine. It can bless you, it can hurt you. They giveth, they taketh away, and it's just something you have to deal with. Something you have to deal with. They move so much product. They have so many people working there. They have so many team leads, coaches, what have you. And they don't care about your product. They don't care, and we are not as important to them as we think we are. Unfortunately, and that's just how that goes. Coming up to this QT here, I'm gonna get myself a drink. I see this guy that does the little pastry cakes. He works them out of a van. He kind of different. Said somebody was selling his route here a while back. I don't know. He said he was selling it for $40,000. I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't know if I believe it or not. If it was true, I might jump on it. Ha. Go ahead, dude. I hate trying to get into QT to pull in here and get gas. Tough parking. Tough to park. Anyway, that's about all I got to say, guys. I'm going to get out of here, or I'm going to go home. I'm not going to get out of here. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you. Peace. Head out of here.